Okay, from time to time here on the Waukesha County GovCast, we want to be able to provide you with timely updates on issues of importance to Waukesha County residents. And today we have one of those issues, and I will kick it over to Hillary. We are joined by Waukesha County Department of Parks and Land Use Director Dale Shaver, who is going to provide us some important information on a big topic here in the county.
Waukesha County owns the land that UW-Waukesha sits on, and we've owned it for some time. But last year, UW-Milwaukee system made a big announcement that as of this coming spring, they're done. They're closing the campus. And so that left us with a big decision of what we're going to do with it. And it's a question we've been getting asked a lot. And that process, that potential sale of the property is moving forward. There was some big news recently with, where that's headed, the city amending that land use policy. So where are things right now, and what are the next steps with this property?
Yeah, maybe for your listeners, why does the county even own a campus, right? If you think back to the 60s, there were a lot of campuses around Wisconsin where farmers, if you will, wanted to keep their family members close to home, but still get a higher education. And so at that time, Waukesha County, like many other counties around Wisconsin, struck a deal with the Wisconsin University Board of Regents, where we would provide land and then actually build a campus for 2-year university type system and allow students from this area to go and get some higher education. So at that time, the county entered into a very long-term lease agreement where, as you mentioned, that we do own the buildings and the property, and the university has leased those for time. And so last year, the university announced that they will be closing that 2-year campus at the end of their spring 2020 semester. So that was a great opportunity for the county to do something that we've always wanted to do, and that is get this property either back on the tax roll or allow us to stop spending Waukesha County taxpayer money on maintaining a university. And so where are we today? Because that property was a university, it was planned from a land use perspective for civic and institutional. So it just allows that campus to be there. Going forward, looking at what the neighborhood looks like, there's a lot of residential development, both multifamily and single family. Collectively, we worked with some leading developers in the region and the city of Waukesha staff, another partnership with the city, to kind of forecast what would be most logical there. And we all came to the conclusion that some sort of mixed residential use would make a lot of sense. And so to create that certainty for anybody that would look to buy this property, we did go through the city council to change that land use plan from civic and institutional to allow a multifamily development pattern.
And we've been keeping certainly the neighborhood that lives near there, informed of the progress and kind of where you guys are headed, in the direction that this project is headed. You guys have had some public informational sessions, and then at the end of February, the formal request for proposal process will begin.
Yep. Yeah. In a previous podcast with you, I mentioned that one of the reasons we get into land use planning is so that there's some certainty. If you will go and you buy your dream home or you build a business, that you can expect that things around you will be developed in compatibility with your home, that your property taxes won't decline. And so here's an example that people all around this neighborhood built and bought homes knowing that there was a university campus there. Well, things are going to change. And so we felt it was very important to engage the neighborhood in providing information. So we had an open house to about 650 neighboring residents just to inform them, get their feedback. And while I would say that there are some that would prefer to remain as an open space or a park, which we can't afford to do, the next best thing, if you would, be to have a residential use that's consistent with what they have next door in their own home.
So once we get a developer lined up, what's kind of the short, long-term timeline here?
Yep. So now that the city has approved that land use plan, allowing for multifamily or mixed residential use, Now we will be putting out in the end of February of this year, we'll be seeking proposals from developers for that property. What's nice about that is now the developer will be bidding on a piece of property that they have certainty that the end land use will be a mixed residential use. So we will put the request for proposals out in the end of February. We'll give them time to get proposals back to us. So I would think by mid-May, we'll be able to review those proposals. I'm anticipating that we'll be able to sign an offer to purchase by the end of May, early June, which really aligns well with the close of the academic season or semester and the university's desire to end. But then we'll go through a process of working with that developer and the city to get the proper zoning. I don't envision ground being broken on any development until probably spring or summer of 2026.
Okay. Dale, thanks so much for joining us on GovCast.
My pleasure.